Dave's behind the camera. We're the NC Beer guys. Welcome to another episode of NC Beer Buzz. We found our way to Cornelius, and we're at Bayne Brewing on Old Statesville Road. Is that right? Or we're not on Old Statesville Road anymore. Where are we?
West Catawba.
West Catawba. Where are we off of I-77? Just like 1-2 blocks, right?
Yeah, right off exit 28.
Exit 28, coming up from Charlotte on I-77.
Yep.
Good. So, and this is Chris Bayne of Bayne Brewing. He and his brother are the Baynes. Are there other brothers? I know two.
Yeah, well, I got my brother Sean. He helps me. You know, he's one of the owners. He helps out with a lot of stuff here. My sister-in-law Kelly, Sean's wife, she does a lot of stuff for us.
So it's kind of in the family so far.
It's definitely family. We've got a sister who helps pour beers for us. Mom does the books for us. My wife helps design the logo, do some of the aesthetic stuff.
Oh, great. You don't pay anybody else, right?
No, of course not.
Great. That's the way to do it. You might be thoughtful after all.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us in.
I appreciate you being here.
Good. Great. So how long has Bayne been in operation, and how did we come to be Bayne Brewing?
We opened up right after Christmas. The 27th was our grand opening. We got here basically, I started as a home brewer, you know, something I love to do out of my garage. You know, got to the point where I got 3 taps in my fridge in my garage, built an 8-foot bar. We basically became the neighborhood hangout. My wife's a great cook. She makes Italian food. Everybody comes running for the food and for the beer. And,
right.
You know, in time, it went from that to something where I just felt like maybe this is something we can legitimately do. And talking to family members, my brother, cousins, whatnot, you know, we started to put a deal together and started putting a business plan together and kind of get to this point.
Now, are you local guys, or did you choose this location for a reason, or how did it come to be here?
We're pretty local. We both live in, my brother and I both live in Huntersville, probably about 10 minutes from here. My parents actually live about a mile from here.
And from here being, are we in some complex that got a name, or where people can find us?
It's called the Lakeshore Marketplace.
Lakeshore Marketplace.
It's right between Jeton Road and Bethel Church Road. Those are the two busy.
And while we're on that subject, when can people come in? What are your open hours?
We're open Thursday and Friday 4 to 10, Saturday 2 to 10, and Sunday 12 to 8.
Okay. So you were home brewing, decided to step out.
Yep.
Is it everything you thought it'd be? Been more work and more effort than you hoped, or how would you describe the experience so far?
It's definitely a lot of work. I planned on it being a lot of work.
You knew it would be a lot of work, and you hear it everywhere.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a lot of work. I don't feel like it's work. Once we open our doors, I don't feel like we've been working. Getting to the point of opening our doors, going with the legal hassle.
The permitting and the location, the construction. And
construction upfit. My brother and I, we did a lot of the work here.
What was in this place before?
This used to be a nightclub.
Okay.
So it used to be a second-story office and DJ booth over here. We demoed all that ourselves. In the back, there were walls and an office all demoed out. We cleared all the tile off the floor, painted ourselves. We did all the painting, the tiling, everything. And then we had a contractor do all the major, the plumbing, the air conditioning, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So that was work. And the day we opened, and it just became building relationships and brewing beer.
And how's that going? You satisfied so far?
Yeah, I am. I think things have gone well. You know, the response has been really positive for us. I think that, you know, we're slowly building a name and a reputation, and you know that takes time. We've only been open 2 months, so.
What is the goal in the, let's say, the short term? What do you want to be?
What do I want to be? For the tap room, I'd like to be a local hangout. I think we've got a lot of potential in this area. I don't think there are a lot of places in this area where people can just go, be casual, enjoy a good beer, and still be close to home.
Right.
I think you know, the lake area has really been missing a place like that. I think we could really tap into that.
Okay.
Bigger scheme, I think I'd like to start distributing into some more local bars and restaurants.
Local accounts, draft accounts.
Yes. So that's probably our immediate future, where we're focusing, just building a customer base for the tap room, building a good customer experience here, while getting our product out to some local places.
Are we out now beyond the tap room at all?
We're in 2 places.
Okay,
Yeah.
local accounts.
We're in Boardwalk Billy's down in Matthews, and we're in Max Barbecue, which is right off that exit that you came off at 77.
Okay.
They're about.
With a couple of taps, or 1 tap each?
They got 1 tap each.
We got to rotate in styles.
Well, right now, we have the pale ale in Boardwalk, and we have the red, the Irish red at Max.
And you've got what is it, 6 taps, 7 taps?
8 taps.
8 taps.
Yeah.
And all your beer, you're not doing guest taps?
No.
Okay. And how many styles do you rotate in and out, or is it always the same 8, or?
No. I've already put 11 different flavors out. I'll probably rotate a total of about 25 to 30 this year.
Keeping some always the same, there'll be some flagships that will always be available?
The pale, the brown, the IPA will definitely be, maybe not 100%, but we'll try to be on as much as
the goal is to have it always available.
Correct. And then I think seasonally we'll try to figure out. I don't know if the heavier beers, sometimes the porter and the stout aren't.
In the summertime, they may have to go away.
With the lake being so close, not a lot of people are going to go crazy about drinking the stout out in 90 degrees on the water.
Right.
So.
And you're filling growlers, speaking of on the water, they can get some beer to go.
Absolutely. We've got the quarts and the half-gallon
Okay,
growlers.
2 sizes. Okay.
Yeah. So,
That's something everybody doesn't do. Everybody doesn't want their beer out in growlers because they don't trust that all the users know how to handle a growler and take it out. And they're afraid they'll sit in the refrigerator or sit somewhere and not be right, and then they'll come to associate that bad beer with your name. But you obviously feel different. You want it out in the public.
I definitely want it out. I think because we're a smaller tap room, we don't have the ability to bottle or can here. So that's our way of a customer being able to bring it home. We've had the sister-in-law told me this morning, somebody came in before we're even open and asked for 2 growlers to go. So.
And you do a little education. You put a growler across the counter with, if you're going to open it, drink it in a certain amount of time. If you don't open it, it's good for a while in the refrigerator, but don't try to stick it away in the cellar for 6 months.
Correct. And I've tried to explain to as many customers as possible. One of the reasons we offer the quart growler is because of that reason. If you're going to go home and have a beer or 2, quart's probably more logical.
You'll be drinking.
If you're going to have 1 or 2, now you've got 2 more sitting in that growler, and in a day it's probably going to be flat and no good for you anyway. So yeah, I mean, the game is really just to educate the customer before they go home with it, so they're not unhappy with their experience with the products.
Talking about educated customers, are you mostly finding people coming in already know craft beer, they're already craft beer drinkers and they want to try the Bayne product, or are they more the national commercial drinkers who want to try craft beer?
I would have to say it's probably 50-50.
Okay, some of both.
We get a lot of people who you can tell they don't know, they just go, do you have something light?
Or something like something else that they know.
Correct. But then at the same time, we get people come in, they go right to our board.
And they want all the detail, they want all the studying, they want to know.
Right, people asking us how many IBUs in the IPA, how many this, how many that, and then they go, okay, let me get a flight, and I want these 4 because those are my favorite 4 styles.
Fine.
So we have a lot of educated beer customers. We also have a lot of people come in
that you're still bringing along in the craft beer continuum.
Right, and so when they say I want something light, I normally drink a Pilsner, I normally drink, a pale lager, then we have to make a determination.
You're always going to try to have something that's close to gateway them into something else, maybe.
Yeah, I'll offer them maybe a pale ale or a Hefeweizen, and I'll give them a sample, like a little sample cups. Why don't you try this, tell me if you like it, and if you do, great, I'll pour you a pint. If you don't, I'll try something else.
Now, so you were the home brewer, are you still the brewer here?
Yes.
You're doing all the brewing yourself?
I am.
Is that going to be the way to go? Can you do that for a while yet and run the business too and be the brewer and do it all? You wear lots of hats.
I can. Yeah, I think I can. I was working a day job up until 2 weeks ago. So
so you are 100% committed now to this.
Correct.
Kind of walk away. That's a big step too, walking away from the day job, the real job.
It's a scary step.
Sure.
It's really scary, but yeah.
But it had to happen, I guess. You couldn't keep on doing both.
No, definitely not. And it comes down to a point where what do you really want to do?
If this is your commitment, this is where your heart needs to be.
Yeah.
This is where your time needs to be.
Yeah, my concern, my fear was my wife and I, we just had a baby on Tuesday, so that was.
Congratulations, that's great.
Thank you. So that was my scare. It's family, stability, but at some point we just have to bite the bullet and go for it. So that's what we decided to do a couple weeks ago.
Well, I wish you all luck in the world.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us in.
Thank you.
And for our viewers, if you find your way up this way, make sure you stop in at Bayne and get a beer and meet these fine folks. Until next time, this is Dave and Glenn, NC Beer Guys, for another episode of NC Beer Buzz, reminding you to drink local and keep your beer dollars in North Carolina.